Hello, so what my group and I did was analyze Coca Cola and their sustainability goals for the upcoming years. So my group was Savannah Camper, myself, Nathan Kotas, Mark Frogner, Sophie Serbinsky, and Friedrich Stegen. With that, we'll get right into it. Okay, so in the PowerPoint, we will cover three goals. The first one is the sustainability business initiatives. The second is customer product and operational insights. And the third is data sources. So the sustainability business initiatives that we looked into were water leadership first. We looked into five total, but the first is water leadership. And with this, by 2030, Coca Cola aims to maintain at least 100% of global replenishment of the water used in its beverages. And Coca Cola also has a campaign called World Without Waste. And with this, by 2030, they hope that at least 25% of beverages sold are in refillable and returnable bottles or in fountain dispensers with reusable packaging. The one that we really want to emphasize and chose to look more into is climate. So with this, Coca Cola wants to reduce absolute emission by 25% by 2030, which is against the 2015 baseline. And then the fourth initiative is sustainable agriculture. And with this, they would like to advance sustainable sourcing at the farm level. So that's in the very early stages of the chemicals and at the front end of the business cycle. And then the fifth one is people and communities. So Coca-Cola would like to create a better shared future through investments in economic empowerment, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And with that, we can move to our second exercise, which is the customer product and operational insights. And with this, for the customer, we're looking at descriptive analytics. And so the questions that we want to focus on and try to find data with is how many bottles and cans do we recycle or reuse in a certain time frame? And the second is, have customers been aware of how to reduce emissions while using Coca-Cola products? So more along the educative route. The second analytics is predictive analytics. And so how can Coca-Cola further encourage and inspire and help people to recycle? And then also, how can we communicate effectively? And the second point to this is, could customers help Coca-Cola by achieving the goal of reducing emission? In the prescriptive category, we decided that the question we should focus on is, should Coca-Cola implement new technologies for customers to reduce emission on the buyer side? So going forward, these will be questions that we want to find data on and try to further answer as we look deeper. For product, for the descriptive, we decided that how much GHG emissions did we reduce so far and how much material was recycled were the questions we wanted to focus on for that. And then also, how much emission is used for every product until now. And so starting of August 2022. Moving to the next category is predictive. So we would like to know, how can we further improve our goal towards zero emissions? We would also like to know, could we change Coca-Cola's product formula to a more sustainable one? And then lastly, could Coca-Cola change its packaging to support the emission goal? And those would be the questions we want to look further into for predictive analytics. And then prescriptive, we would like to know about the sustainable packaging partnerships. And then also, should Coca-Cola change their product to achieve their climate goal? And then the last operational insight is operational. And so with descriptive analytics, we would like to focus on, how have we collectively worked towards getting sustainable packaging partnerships? And then also, what initiatives have been taken in Coca-Cola's operations to reduce emissions so far? How far from the 2015 baseline have we made it to the goal in 2030? And that would be starting from August 22 as well. And then moving to predictive analytics, how can we further increase the sustainability by moving towards the 2030 climate goal? And then the second point would be, could Coca-Cola change its manufacturing process to a more sustainable process? And then finally, the prescriptive analytics, we would like to know, if creating relationships with big name recycling companies such as Walmart is that one of the goals we should use going forward? And that's one of the ones we focused on. And then also, what further action should be taken in Coca Cola's operations to meet the climate goal? And then, have we chosen the right suppliers and distributors whose values align with that of our business of Coca Cola? And should Coca Cola be more strict towards their sustainable supplier regulations? So, these are all questions we would like to focus on when going deeper into our project throughout the semester. So finally, the third exercise and part of our PowerPoint is data sources. And so some of the data sources that we wanted to focus on for Coca-Cola are these on the left, and then on the right is how we plan to use them going forward and what they can bring us. So for example, Coca-Cola's annual disclosure insight action report could help us find out where the bulk of the GHG emissions are coming from, and then also where the suppliers are and a plan going forward to help us improve the current standard. And then Statistica.com has some information about how to determine companies' GHG emissions, and that could also compare across the industry. And then the sustainability report / Coca-Cola's annual report, we could look at their financials and progress to see where the money is being allocated and where it should be allocated going forward to help raise some awareness and fund goals going forward. The fourth is their website, so we can track what future plans the company has and the status of how they're doing in regards to the goal for the general population's information. And then finally, the World Wildlife Organization is a partner of Coca-Cola, and the WWF reports annually about their work to maintain progress of their sustainability and climate goals. So with that, these are just some of the goals and questions and ideas that we'd like going forward, and we want to look into further to answer some of those as the semester progresses. Thanks.